What up, YouTube? Happy Friday. Today we are in for episode 2 of Funding Fridays with me, Florida Funder here. Share some experience about this crazy business funding game that I've been a part of for way too long. I was locking in a new deal today with a very nice local client, local business, been around for over 3 decades. Very happy to provide a service for them that's going to assist their business. And I was on the phone with one of my big corporate lenders that we work with. When I say lender, I mean that this company provides loans, working capital loans, as well as lines of credit. And this lender told me, we're having a candid conversation, and they said, hey, I'd rather have 10 companies like you than one big company that sends 400 or 500 deals a month that has a 1% closing ratio of approved to funded or apt to approval of 1% success rate. Then I'd rather have a solid company that has a great closing ratio as opposed to a massive company that just throws a bunch of crap at the wall and sees what's going to stick. And he's like, you're always so consistent. How do you do it? The answer is setting your customer's expectation up front. So the difference is some of these less reputable shops, some of these other brokers, we'll call them, other funders, whatever you want to call it. These shops, what they do is they take a great potential client, they shotgun the file across the industry, and they try to max out every single little penny that they could make out of the deal. And he tells me these guys will get an online approval, an online checkout approval, and the instant they get it, they will send it at a maximum rate directly to the client, completely blind, what he calls a ghost contract. And I'm like, what the heck? People do this? There's people in this business that do that. And I digress, He's like, I wish they didn't do that. It's crazy to me, and it doesn't make sense, and their close ratios are 1%. So where you think you're really winning by shotgunning files, shotgunning contracts of really even a great lender that doesn't provide an MCA, that doesn't provide revenue-based financing, that doesn't provide a forward purchase agreement, or purchase of future receivables, an actual loan, an actual line of credit within that umbrella. There's people that just try to send blind contracts and see, everyone out of so many, the clients sign. Unfortunately, small business owners sometimes fall victim to these type of ISO shops, these type of unscrupulous brokers. It's part of this crazy game. But he told me, Matt, for the last years you've been signed up with us, your offer to close ratio is over 50%. So I know if I give you an offer, there's over a 50% chance that offer is going to close and fund. And I've heard this throughout my career over the last 10 plus years. How do you do that? You may not have the most deals, Matt. You may not have the biggest deals. But when we get a deal and it's approved, it closes. And your ratio is higher than almost every other single shop that we work with. Why is that? It's setting expectations up front. It's qualifying your client well, asking calibrated questions, asking the right questions. So last week we talked about how to qualify. Now we're digging deeper on setting an expectation for once you qualify. Are we a bank product? No. Do we provide rates of prime? Absolutely not. Are we unsecured capital that's a revolving? It can be called a bridge loan. It can be called a working capital loan. It can be called a line of credit. We can provide this type of funding fast, efficiently, effectively, and we can do it with minimal paperwork, many a time under certain funding thresholds, especially under 100K, 125K. We don't even need tax returns. Setting that expectation with your client up front, letting them know this is not a bank loan. There is many bait and switch brokerages out there that will tell you, hey, take this merchant cash advance at 49, 50 plus percent for 30, 40, 50, 60-day ridiculous terms. Take this and we'll get you a line of credit for 200K, 500K at 2% for 5-year term once you're 50% paid in. Don't fall victim. When you set a real expectation, you get a real result. 4 quarters are a lot better than 100 pennies, and a 50+% close ratio is a lot better than 1 to 2%, because communicating with your prospective client, if I start talking to a client and they say, well, if you can't beat 6% or 7% or something under prime, like significantly under prime, or they say, I have a relationship with my local bank, they've been taking care of me for 25 years. Okay, God bless you. We do not have a deal. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. When you set the expectation, have you had funding in the past? Yes. What company was it? What term was it? What factor was it? What payment structure was it? And we can do better. That's a real expectation. We can do marginally better. We're not over promising. We're not going to under deliver and promise you an SBA or a bank loan or a revolving line of credit at prime -1 or +1 or a single digit interest. That is not the market we are in. We are in the convenience funding market. We are in the unsecured capital market with no collateral on these, no hard assets attached to our loans. And that expectation, when you come to the funding table, will lead to a much higher success rate than just saying, yeah, Mr. Merchant, we can get you X, Y, and Z. Don't worry, we got you. Trust me. My favorite sales line ever that I never will use. Trust me. If someone says trust me, just run. Just get out of the room, get in your car, leave. Because it's BS that's happening next. Setting the correct expectation, having them know roundabout what they can expect. If you run some blank figures at a person, you might think like you're talking yourself out of a deal by saying, hey, if I got you X amount and your payback was X amount at X amount a week payment, could you make that work? If they say, oh no, oh heavens no, that's a personal favorite response of sticker shock. Oh heavens no, we couldn't do that. That will put us out of business. Hey, no problem. I understand that there might not be a deal here, and that's okay because guess what? I just saved your time, my time, getting you approved for something realistic in this industry, then presenting it to you, taking the time to present it to you, and we're just not in the same ballpark. We're not in the same world. You know, you're in a bicycle and I'm in a Ferrari. It's okay. We can save time, money, energy, effort, and most importantly, time with setting that bar, that expectation for Mr. Business Owner in America. Like, hey, sir, if we don't have a product that you're gonna consider or even be like we're in the different worlds on this, then let's don't apply to me because I'd rather skip the song and dance trying to force a square peg into a round hole because I'm not here to sell. Of the thousands of deals that I've closed in this industry over the last decade plus, selling is truly just timing meets opportunity. When you have the right product at the right time, selling is a breeze. I've done $1 million transactions that the client was like, where do I sign? And I've done $5,000 transactions that took 2 weeks, and I had to have the client's brother, sister, mother call me and ask questions and doubt me every single step of the way. And that's okay because I understand human nature is of doubtful and it's fearful. But when you're dealing with me, someone that has the relationships that I have, when I say something is solid, it's solid and it's going to go through. And that's part of setting an expectation as well. Because overselling your deal, promising the world, shotgunning contracts of good reputable lenders to ruining your relationship with them to try to make an extra couple bucks on a singular transaction. There's no longevity in that. We have to think big picture. Like I said last week, every single deal is a living, every business is not just a number, it's a living, breathing organism. These people have feelings, they have needs, and when they call their funding company, they want to feel heard and they want to get the best possible market point without being sold some cheesy salesman line about relationships. When the reality is, when you already have the relationship, selling is truly, 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 it goes out the window because they know what they're getting into beforehand. Maybe they have experience with your product and the sale, the close should be super easy. But if they do not have experience with your product, please, if somebody has never taken funding before, if somebody it's their first time applying and they don't know what to expect, set the bar, let them know what they're getting into beforehand. Don't send their files everywhere. Don't shotgun contracts from X, Y, and Z lender funder. Don't do that. Practice good business practices, guys. Um, your lenders will appreciate that. Your funders will appreciate that, and your close ratio will be freaking amazing. And that's a good thing. And that's a great feeling to have on a funding Friday Florida Funder, just dropping some gems for you guys. If you're a business owner and you need capital, floridafunding.com. Check us out. Every week, I'm dropping another episode of Funding Friday. I love it. It's been great. I can't wait as this grows. We're ready. We're ready for the growth. So, hope your deals are closing. Happy Friday, y'all. Florida Funder out. We will see you next week. Oh, and there's going to be a massive announcement before next Friday about a new business event that I've never attended before. It's going to be enormous. It's going to be the biggest event that I've probably ever gone to, the most exclusive. And you're going to have to wait around and find out and see what all that's about next week. So happy Friday. Happy Funding Friday. We'll catch you next week, guys.